The agony and ecstasy of book signings and trying something new. Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Byerrum, author of Crook Tales for Two, an Art Deco mystery, and The Crime of Fashion Mysteries, featuring Lacey Smithsonian, newly released Death on Heels. Now, in my videos, I discuss various aspects of the writer's journey, from issues such as organizing your time and your day, how to research ideas, and that goes into larger issues such as changes in traditional publishing. If that is of interest to you, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and feel free to like these videos. Today I am thinking about that ritual that falls into each writer's life, the book signing, hence the agony and the ecstasy. I can't speak to nonfiction authors or ones outside the mystery field, but I have participated in a fair amount of book signings. When everything works right, you know the bookseller and they know you, it can be perfectly wonderful. Even if you don't sell a lot of books, and that does happen, you have a chance to get to know the bookseller and they can talk to you about your books and then talk to readers, customers who come back. After you're gone, they have signed copies on hand and you can meet new readers that way. Booksellers can be your best friend in addition to your readers. Mystery bookstores have patrons who are interested in new writers, and they'll take a chance on you. And just because they read other people's books, they will still read yours. That's the beauty of writing books, especially a series. Readers are voracious. That is part of the ecstasy. In my experience, mystery bookstores will always make you feel welcome, as they do at Mystery Loves Company in Oxford, Maryland. That is one of my favorite bookstores. Now, mystery readers are among the best and most loyal readers, and they like signed copies. They're in league with romance writers that way. However, not all signings are that successful. It is easier to set a signing up if you are traditionally published, and they can send the books back. This is a two-edged sword. These stores, the big buns, don't seem to care if they overbuy your book. They'll always send them back, which can negatively impact your sales. If you are independently published, as I am, it's much harder to get your books into stores. In my case, I have been able to consign some copies to stores that are open to independent authors. Generally, I'm not going to bother trying to get my books into big box stores like Barnes & Noble. But whether you go to a store like Barnes & Noble or a smaller chain, it really does depend on the managers at the particular stores. For some, a signing is something different and fun. They get into it, they enjoy it. For others, it's just one more task and you wonder if they thought about it at all. Or maybe they put the newest employee on the job. Service with a smile. I have been to signings where I was grouped with 3 other authors in the back of the bookstore like a dirty secret. There was no information about our signing, which had been set for weeks. No one even ventured to that back corner. They might as well have put up a quarantine sign. These signings can be very painful unless you have another author you can talk to and make jokes and hopefully spot an elusive customer. Fellow authors are saving grace. At another signing at a Barnes & Noble in Richmond, Virginia, there were about 6 mystery authors who were put in front of the store at a couple of tables. We were placed so that all the customers scooted around us, refused to make eye contact. Still, we did sell a few books. It seemed that apparently some of those customers felt it would be rude to buy one author's book and not all the author's books. However, at 6 o'clock, when we were finished and left our chairs, some customers jammed the front tables and they picked up signed copies and bought them. They apparently were too shy to approach us, but were interested in our books. Now, I feel terrible for authors who are stuck by themselves at a store and no one wants to break the ice and talk with them. I have been there. Now, I will sometimes buy their books and speak with a guest writer, but even I am not interested in books on the history of the gummy bear or equally fascinating volumes. I am also aware there are writers who are not well known who sell 30 or 40 books at a time, or so they claim. I call one of them Carnival Barker Begley. He won't let go. He says hello and gloms onto store customers like super glue. People buy his books simply to get away from him. You can tell by the panic in their eyes. I can't do that, and I won't do that. It makes me cringe. But Begley is unaware of those who flee. He's more a salesman than a writer, or maybe equal parts. And baby, he's going to sell if he has to talk your ear off. However, now writers are getting creative and holding signings where they think they might find an open audience, where their book's subject matter will appeal to different businesses' clients. Their interests are aligned with the book's subject matter. For instance, writers who tell stories about quilts or other crafts are signing books at craft stores where they are appreciated. Mystery writers who set their tales in wine country have had successful signings at wineries. The same with specialty stores. They aren't scared off by a simple murder. As I mentioned before, I'm trying something new, something I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm partnering with a fabulous vintage clothing store, Wear It Again Sam, where the clothing is curated and not merely collected. Owned and operated by Kim Sewell, my friend, the store is in Fort Collins, Colorado, which is a college town with a really vibrant downtown. I will be there on Friday evening, June 7th. The town features a First Friday art walk every first Friday of the month from 6 to 9 p.m., and I'll be there at Wear It Again Sam with my books. Because my book, Crook Tales for Two, takes place in 1934, I think a vintage clothing store will be perfect. Clothes and costumes help inform the story. I may talk about vintage clothing and bring a couple of my own favorite collection items to discuss. One is a Mainbacher, or you may prefer the pronunciation Manbochet, and an incredible gold lame dress from the same 1930s period. In this way, I think the book signing can be more organic and flow from the topic and a shared love of vintage clothing. And of course, murder mysteries. Murder mysteries that are funny, compelling, and romantic. If you are in the area, feel free to stop by and say hello. And I will be delighted to see you. Also, I will let you know how this non-traditional signing goes in a future video. We'll check it out. That's all I have for now, and I will see you later. Bye.